Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hello and welcome to another edition of C2C Rankem, brought to you by Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I'm the host, Big B, alongside my co-host, halfway across the world as usual, Tim Hendricks. How you doing?
Doing good, excited. My day's almost finished, but it's been a good one so far.
Yep. Enjoying the weather. You said it was kind of overcast here. Here it's bright and sunny, getting that snow melted, spring, summer, fun stuff. So with that being said, if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, we picked some categories, some dates, some different stuff, and we rank what happened on those dates and categories and stuff like that. So again, if you're joining us and want to see us rank something, please reach out to us. Let us know what you want. Today we got one of our favorite types of list, and that's to find out who was born on what day. So we got 7 dates here in the first couple of weeks of April. And of course, we will start with April 1st, April Fool's Day, a holiday that a lot of people can't stand, but it's fun to see them try to prank people. So, all right. Me and Tim typically talk about how many we got right. We think we're going to get right. I think we're going to get 3 this one. Probably not in the same order, but what do you think, Tim?
I think 3. There's a good possibility of 4. I like how you prefaced that how people don't like April 1st, and you're gonna love my number 5 on April 1st.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get into it. Number 5.
Number 5. He was just in WrestleMania. He's been in the last 2 WrestleManias and the Royal Rumble. I've said this to you in our little backstage area. That if he ever decided to go wrestling full time, he could possibly be an MJF, and that's Logan Paul.
Yep. And just recently reported too, a couple of days ago, he signed a multi-year deal. So I like that MJF similarities. I think he could be. My number 5, we'll go to the WNBA. They're just about to. They just had a draft a couple days ago too. So, Tangela Smith, WNBA great. I don't think she's playing anymore because I think her birthday was a little past her time. So, you're number 4.
To me, when I think of the Washington Redskins and the safety position, a man who got his career and life cut way too short. I think we'd be talking about him in the same breath with Ronnie Lott and Ed Reed. Funny that Ed Reed and my number 4 went to the same college, roughly, I want to say 6 years apart. But I admired him when he played for the Washington Redskins, and it hurts when a good player gets cut down because of somebody else's stupidity. And that's Sean Taylor.
Yeah. You started talking about something. I thought maybe I missed a certain player in Tillman. I was like, wait a minute, did I miss Tillman? But because there's another guy that we missed. My number 4, TV personality, reporter. Her name sticks out to me, but she's got a lot of work in politics, which we don't really talk about too much. But for some reason, her name stuck out to me. And that's Rachel Mandow. it stuck out to me. I know I've probably seen her work, but I've heard the name. So you're number 3.
I saw that name and went, no.
Yeah, I wasn't going to, but for some reason
I
it just stuck out with me.
and the funny thing is, it was weird that you did. And I'm like, that's not your type of person. I figured
No,
that
it was the name. I'll tell you right now, it's not my type of person, but the name is like, okay, I know who that is. I've probably seen her a couple times, but yeah. You're number 3.
My number 3 actually is going to celebrate his 59th anniversary of his first start in the major leagues on the 15th of this month. Played with players like Hank Aaron, Eddie Matthews, Del Crandall, everybody for the Milwaukee Braves. Made the move when the Braves went to Atlanta, made that move, turned around and played with Cleveland and New York, and went back to the Braves in '87. I don't think if this guy wasn't as big, I don't think Hudson had such a great career also with the Braves, and that's Phil Niekro.
Yep. That's my number 3 too. Saw that name. Like you said, played with some greats. I don't know if he's the innovator or the guy that came up with it, but he's the well-known one to use the knuckleball. One of my favorite pitches. I love that pitch, and I've told people before that if I go back or could go back, I would throw sidearm and throw the knuckleball because I think that would just be one wicked pitch.
Yeah.
So Phil Niekro, yeah, the godfather of the knuckleball.
And the funny thing is, my dad actually had his rookie card, and he had it graded. So now I have a Phil Niekro rookie graded Phil Niekro card. So
nice.
I'm all about that.
Yep. There you go. You're number 2.
My number 2 is a head coach in college football. If he doesn't have this major rivalry with Woody Hayes, does Ohio State and Michigan have as big as rivalry as they did now? I think he did. He played a little bit of little bit of college ball, but everybody remembers Bo Schembechler as the head coach at Michigan. To me, and I don't care where the hate comes from. To me, probably the greatest head coach in Michigan football. That's above Harbaugh and Moeller and the other.
I don't even think he put Harbaugh in that class yet.
No, it's until he wins a national championship, Harbaugh is not in the same conversation as Schembechler. Matter of fact, Harbaugh played for Schembechler, which a lot of people don't remember. But yeah, truthfully, if Bo Schembechler doesn't go up against Woody Hayes in Ohio State, Michigan, that rivalry is not as big as it is today.
That is true. I would agree with that. My number 2 is your number 5. Logan Paul, natural gifted entertainer, athlete. I don't know. YouTube sensation. I don't know what else I can say about this guy, but yeah, him and his brother, phenomenal talent in the ring. Kind of a-holes outside the ring, but that's who they are. And hey, you become YouTube famous. I think a lot of us wish we could have done that, but
hey,
I'm going to assume the same. So
when I honestly, when I started watching him, I hated him. Absolutely hated him.
Pretty boy, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, but the thing is, he's got this legacy. His dad was a wrestler. His grandfather was a wrestler. Heck, they even put him in a group called Evolution. They put him in a group called Legacy. A former United States Marine Corps, former United States Marine.
Yep.
But to me, I love watching this kid. This guy got his act straight, cleaned up, and became if he had been doing what he does now his entire career, I think we'd be talking about him in the same lines as maybe a Shawn Michaels. because he does everything a Bret Hart.
Yep.
Because this guy puts people over in the long. So, I'm going to guess that you've got the Legend Killer. I think you've got the Viper. I think you've got the
And we're not talking Dragon Viper.
no, we're not talking Dragon Viper, but Dragon Viper would probably agree with this pick.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton, like you said, third-time generation wrestler. When he first came on the scene, I kind of didn't care for him because he had that pretty boy, preppy kind of style. The feud with him and The Rock's promos against him were phenomenal. Like you said, then he goes into Evolution, then he or was it Legacy first?
Evolution, then Legacy.
Evolution and then Legacy. Randy Orton, like you said, now he goes over and he's injured, due back soon someday, but I don't think we're going to get a full-time Randy Orton back. But let's go into April 4th. Let's just move a couple days down. Again, another one. I think we're going to have the same. I think we're going to have three again, possibly top three in different order. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking from my list, 3 with a possible 4. I'm looking at my number 4 as probably being on there. It's tough.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you right now, I got a curveball here. So you're number 5.
My number 5. Growing up, when you thought of horror films and horror film directors, you thought of Alfred Hitchcock. This isn't Alfred Hitchcock, so just so we know. But he made a movie that was based off of a serial killer in Platteville, Wisconsin. That's not this guy. That's not Ed Gein. But it's based off him because he was making a suit, and the man said that his mother told him to do it. And this was Psycho. Okay. Every time I see this, and it's got, and the funny thing is, it stars Jamie Lee Curtis's mother, Vivian Lee. But to me, it was one of those horror films that the less it showed, the more it scared people. And when you see Anthony Perkins dressed up as his mother doing the killing, it's kind of freaky. It's kind of scary. And my number 5 is Anthony Perkins. You got a weird look on your face.
No, I was looking at something else, but no. My number 5 is a curveball. Because it was the last name I saw, and I'm like, I needed a number 5. I'm like, what the heck? And that's the Grumpy Cat. All the memes and stuff like that. Yeah,
not on my list.
Yeah, it was the last one, literally, on the list of people born on this day or whatever. And I'm just like, all right, why not?
Why not?
Yeah. So you're number 4.
My number 4. Everybody knows this guy, but back when we were growing up, he was in Poltergeist, but that wasn't what he was known for. To us, that's not what he was known for. He was known as playing a coach at Minnesota State as Hayden Fox.
Oh, I missed this one.
But every kid in the world knows the voice of my number 4 as Mr. Incredible. And that's Craig T. Nelson.
I didn't realize that.
Yep, Craig T. Nelson is my number 4.
Nice. I like that one. And I honestly, I'll tell you right now, I did not even see that on the list, but I used to love that show, Coach. That was a good one.
Me too.
And then they did a pro football spinoff of it, and it wasn't that good.
And it's funny. That's the same show that gave us the guy who does Patrick Star from on SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, okay. The tall guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I could picture that, or I can hear the voice now. My number 4, it's kind of funny. I actually got 2 because doing research, these ladies were both born on the same day, different year, appeared on the same show, Lizzie 101, I believe it was. Um, uh, and that is Jamie Lee Spears and Alexa Nicholas. Nicholas both appeared on the same show a year apart. That's got to be something to talk about in backstage backstage talk. So all right, so here's where I think we're going to have the same top three. So
Didn't
in
even
different
see,
order.
didn't even see those two. Didn't even know.
Again, it was one of those where it's just like, I mean, Jamie Lee Spears, of course, we all know her sister. So
Right.
yeah. All right,
All
number
right.
two.
All right. All right. My number three is the father of an actor. The father of an actor named Paul. Played the Rhino in the second Amazing Spider-Man movie. I think had a brief appearance in nope, didn't have an appearance in anything else. But is well known for playing Ben Franklin, playing in other great movies. But most people don't know that Paul's dad was a baseball commissioner. I can't remember, and you're going to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, but he's the one that gave Pete Rose the lifetime ban in baseball because of gambling, or was that
I don't
that
think it
wasn't
was
Faye Vin-
Blue.
huh?
Anything of Paul Blue?
No. Pete Rose, not the
Yeah, no,
NFL.
I know, but I don't think. Okay, I don't know. Well, we can look it up.
I can't remember if it was Faye Vincent or my number three.
Ah,
That's the thing.
yeah.
And I think it might have been Faye Vincent that gave it to him, and they were getting ready to. My number three was getting ready to give it back to him, and he had died. And then they changed the rule the year later when who was it? Bud Selig came in.
Oh, yeah.
But my
I'm
number
thinking two different sports. Forget it. Yeah.
But he should be on your list, so you should know the name I'm coming up with. And you don't have Bart Giamatti.
No, I missed that one.
Oh, now it makes me wonder who my third who I missed at this point.
It was Bart Giamatti that gave him the lifetime ban. It looks like so. Yeah. My number three is an actor we've brought up on a few different episodes. That movies, actors we've lost. Great actor, Heath Ledger. I don't know what else we could say or not say about him. Yeah, with that one, I'm kind of wonder who's going to be off your list and on my top two. So you're number two.
At this point, I'm really concerned because my number two is your number three.
I figured that.
It's one of those actors that I think we've said it more than enough. Like Sean Taylor, we'd be talking him in the same vein of great actors of all time under like Hopkins, De Niro, Pacino, Hanks, Williams. But we got robbed. Honestly, this was a robbery of the greatest order. And yeah, that Heath Ledger is going to be the one that is like a kick in the teeth.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised you didn't have him higher. I thought for sure. Well, I guess number two is high enough, but I figured you would have had him at least one. So I just want to fact check something here quick because now I'm kind of questioning maybe if I wrote down the wrong name here.
Oh no.
Let me see. I just want to make sure the birthday was right. My number two is an illusionist, magician. I still don't know. I don't know if the stuff's real that he does or if it's very well camera trickery. I don't know, but the guy freaks me out every time I see something that he does. That's David Blaine. some of the stuff that he does is just outrageous. I don't know how he does it, how he sets up. Um, he's got me believing. So you're number one.
That's the one I don't have, and I
Okay.
saw him on the list, and I went, I like him, but I don't like him as much as the other people that I got on my list. Yeah, it's just, but I get it. My number one, they always say the United States always likes second chances. They always like a comeback story.
Okay.
I always hear it.
Yep.
And, this guy was big in the 80s, early 90s, got himself into I'm going to try to be nice to say a little bit of trouble, found himself in jail, but got his life back together. And he did this movie with Val Kilmer called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which I thought really, really put everything back together for him. And did I blink out or did you? You still there? But, my number one, my number one, hopefully is your number one.
I'm sorry about that. Hit the wrong button.
And I go, what did I do? I was like, I'm looking at my phone going, did I screw up? Did I screw up? Did I screw up? But my number one is Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I mean, what can we say? I know I missed about 30 seconds of what you said, but yeah, Robert Downey Jr., great actor. Like you said, everybody likes that second chance, third chance. You're kind of pushing it unless you do something great. But again, I don't know if you said it, but he's this generation's hero, action hero, I guess. An Iron Man. Well, excuse me, Iron Man. So, yeah, the same number one, Robert Downey Jr. So, all right, let's get into April 6th here. This one, I think we got a couple right.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see where we go. I had a little trouble with a few of these. I had to look them over twice. And it's kind of funny because my number one, we were talking backstage. I started writing down the different people on a different birth date, and I was like, wait, we already did this. So yeah, you're number 5.
Remember how we just said that Robert Downey Jr. is an action hero?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I never thought of this guy as an action hero, and I've always thought of him as a comedian. And the guy never ages, so I'm starting to think that he's got vampire blood. These guys, got to be in its 56, 54, 55 now. Looks the exact same as he today when he did Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania. It looks almost exactly the same as he did in Clueless. And that's Paul Rudd.
All right. You know what? I'm making a last minute substitution here. I did have Paul Rudd as my number 5, but I just saw somebody else that I think I need to have. I'll give us credit for having that one because I did have Paul Rudd written down, but there's actually 2 people here. Wait, no. Yeah. Wait, now I gotta check because now I'm second guessing myself on the birth date here. Hold on. Because the guy I had, no, you know what? I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to stick with Paul Rudd until I figure out for sure that I got the right birth date down. But yeah, I have Paul Rudd down as my original number 5. But now I'm second guessing that because I got 2 people out here now that. Anyway, no, we'll keep it Paul Rudd. I won't change it. We'll talk about it after. Number 4.
My number 4. Everybody remembers the TV show Cheers. My uncle was lucky enough to have worked on his home in Seattle. Lucky enough to buy his motorcycle off of him, and then proceeded to get into a car wreck with the motorcycle. My uncle's fine, by the way. If my Uncle Randy's watching this, you'll know what I mean. But his first movie he ever did was an Empire Strikes Back. Very brief little moment. But everybody remembers that he gets all these little small parts in Pixar movies. These little snippets where he plays Lightning McQueen's semi truck, or he plays. I'm gonna get this wrong. He plays the piggy bank in Toy Story.
Yep.
He plays all these weird. He plays, and it seems like Pixar and all the directors love this guy and his voice, but everybody remembers him as Cliff from Cheers, and that's John Ratzenberger.
That's who I was writing down because I saw the name, and I'm like, wait a minute, because now they're bringing up all these. But no, that was the guy I was writing down, and I still remember that. I know him from Cheers, because that's where like you said, he got famous, and then I still remember the Jeopardy episode of Cheers where he was a contestant, got to the final round, had all this money, and I think he wasted it all because it was 3 people, and Cliff's answer was 3 people that were never in my kitchen or will never be in my kitchen. And of course it was wrong. And he disputed it. And while Alex Trebek shows up at Cheers and Cliff sees him and they're talking, he's like, yeah, I came to have a drink because I am kind of double questioning myself that answers, not one answer could be right. It could be multiple answers. And Cliff's like, so you let me back on? He's like, no, we're still not letting you back on. So that was the person I was actually writing down. My number 4. Speaking of TV shows that we grew up watching, if you watch Full House, if you watch the spinoff Fuller House, another lovely actress that as a teenager a lot of us was like in love with, and that is Candace Burr, or Candace Cameron as we might know her as before her married name. That's she played DJ Tanner in Full House. So your number 3.
I am lucky enough to say that I've gone to one of his concerts where Martina McBride opened for him at the UP State Fair up in Escanaba, Michigan. Lovely Escanaba, Michigan. I'm vouching for myself to get some free tickets. But I grew up listening to him because basically my mother and my father, every time we got into the car, would listen to country music. And if you ever listen to good old country music and you've ever heard of the Okie from Muskogee, you know exactly where it comes from. And I, to this day, was thrilled and overjoyed that I got to see Merle Haggard at the UP State Fair. And I was in my 20s, and people are going to be going, why are you? I'm like, no, dude, this is childhood for me. This is all childhood for me. So, yeah, my number 3 is Merle Haggard.
Yeah, that's actually my number 3, too. And that's the one I thought or 2 of the 3 that we would get. But, yeah, Merle Haggard, like you said, if you're a country person, you know who Merle Haggard is. If you want to be a country singer, you know who Merle Haggard is. Yeah, I mean, the voice, the songs are iconic. All right, number 2.
Number 2, the man that was cool before cool was being cool. Back in the 70s, and and if you ever talked about people being cool in the 70s, he was so cool that George Lucas wanted him for Star Wars, for Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. This man sold Colt 45. This man played Gale Sayers in Brian's Song. And if you've never seen Brian's Song, you have missed the movie that will break your heart. James Caan and Billy D. Williams are absolutely perfect in this movie, and it's not James Caan's birthday, it's Billy D. Williams' birthday.
Yeah. No, I had Billy D as my number two too.
Until
Like you said, it was cool before cool, but there was a movie I wanted to bring out just to make sure I was right because I believe he played not getting to think who he played. It was in the Jackson movie when they were doing the Jackson 5. He played uh
did he play? Okay, now I know. Now you got me thinking.
um who the
He
heck did
didn't.
he play? He played the big producer.
Yeah, he played the one from Barry
Motown.
Gordy. He
Yeah.
played Barry Gordy.
Yeah, Barry Gordy. That's what. Yeah, I had to make sure. But like you said, Billy D. Williams was cool before it was cool. Um, so yeah,
Our number one. Our number
yeah.
one is definitely not the same.
All right, let's go. Number one.
If yours number one is like my number one, I'm impressed. I've been lucky enough to see this man's work. I have been living in Italy. I am lucky enough to see this man's work. I have been this close of getting kicked out of two different museums because I want to touch a painting. I touched a Paul Rubens in Milano at Brera. I've been wanting to touch a Raphael forever. And we're not talking about the Ninja Turtles. We're talking about Raphael. You've got it?
Yeah. Well, this is why. Okay. So yes, I have Raphael as my number one. Like I said, I made a mistake. I started writing down different names. March 6th was the name of people I started writing down. Who was our number one? Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
So I go to type in the right date. The first name that pops up is Raphael. I'm like, what are the coincidences? I am putting this as my number one. I don't care who else is on the list because I thought it'd be a funny story. But yeah, Raphael, like you said, not the Turtles, but yeah, the great painting. And you're lucky enough to get to see the originals, I'm guessing, or
Everything's original.
Yeah. Yeah. If you get a chance to touch that, I'd like to see a picture of that. So
I've got pictures of them. I don't got pictures of me touching them, but I've got pictures of Raphael.
All right. So let's move a couple days ago. April 8th, which no, that wasn't Easter here. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, that was no Easter was
it was the
this
night.
past weekend.
So all right. This one I can see us having three. We had four last time, all in the same spot. So
if you would have put Ratzenberger in and took out Cameron Bure, we would have had them all.
five. And the thing is yeah, I didn't see him at first because honestly, we would have had four because I would have had to put Cameron in there. I'm sorry. But Paul Rudd would have been out. I mean, even though he's a good actor, funny guy. So yeah, 4 for 4, all in the same spot. I don't think we've done that.
No.
All right. Let's go to the 8th. I think we're gonna have a couple. Two for
We're gonna have we might have two. If we got three, we're
yeah. If we got three, yeah. So I know my first two you will not have. Well, one you won't have, but all right. So you're number 4 or 5. I'm sorry.
My number 5. If Randy Johnson never pitched for the Seattle Mariners, my number 5 is the best pitcher to ever pitch for the Seattle Mariners.
Oh.
What he did, it's and he was the king before LeBron was king. Let's just say that. I'm going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. And in Seattle, he was definitely the king before the king was king. And that's King Felix Hernandez.
Wow. I did not have that one on there. I have a couple other MLB players on here, but I did not have King Felix.
So do I.
Yeah, you're right, though. You are exactly right. If Johnson doesn't pitch there, Felix Hernandez is top dog there. No doubt about that. My number 5 is a scientist per se. I just want to make sure. Yeah, he's some kind of scientist. won the Nobel Prize in 1961. He is from the great state of Minnesota. And that's Melvin Calvin. What a name to have, huh?
I
Melvin
saw
Calvin.
that name.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he the one that figured out the chemical for photosynthesis?
I think
I
you're
could be
right.
wrong.
I saw him discover something. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So you're number 4.
Um, my number 4. He to me, I don't think he was lucky enough to catch Randy Johnson when he was with the Expos. But one of the best catchers to ever play the game north of the border in Montreal as an Expo. Won a World Series in New York as a Met and goes into the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna say the Hall of Fame. Not gonna get in trouble with this. You said you have 2 baseball players, so I'm pretty sure he's on your list somewhere. But every time I think of the New York Mets and the Montreal Expos, I for some reason this guy and Keith Hernandez, when it comes up to the New York Mets, gets stuck in my head. And that's Gary Carter.
Yeah. No, I was just actually looking to see
If you made the Hall of Fame.
yeah, because I was kind of questioning if him and Johnson were teammates.
No, because I think he was already had been with the Mets at that by the time Johnson had got to the Expos.
Okay, you could be right. My number 4 is an actress. I know I've seen a couple of her films. I'm sorry I did not write them down. Robin Wright.
Oh,
I want to say she was in.
you want to say Forrest Gump?
Yes, Forrest Gump was one, but that was the one I initially saw.
You also want to say Princess Bride?
That's the one. That's the one I saw. It. Yeah, yeah. Forrest Gump, Princess Bride. Those are the 2 that I saw. So, all right, you're number 3.
I'm so sad. I can't remember if this guy's a catcher or a pitcher. No, he's a pitcher. He's probably on your list here too. Just started. Has one of the greatest pitched for the Yankees, pitched for the Athletics. Passed away in I want to say 97. But has probably one of the greatest nicknames in baseball history, and that's Catfish Hunter.
Yeah, not a good name to have nowadays with certain TV shows, but but no, actually number 3 is Jim Catfish Hunter. Had a great mustache. I think a lot of people were envious of it, but yeah,
Him and Wally Fingers.
yeah, Raleigh Fingers. Yeah, Raleigh Fingers had probably the perfect one. So yeah, I had Hunter as my number 3. So you're number 2.
I'm not going to get killed for this. I'm pretty safe at saying probably one of the greatest Boston Celtics, one of the top 5 Boston Celtics of all time. Played with such an amazing point guard in Bob Cousy. Played with an amazing center in Bill Russell. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's what they call the logo. I can't in the NBA logo. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. And that's John Havlicek.
No,
He's not.
the logo.
Is that
No,
Cousy?
the logo is but anyways, yeah, Havlicek. I did see that name on there. I'll just Google because I know Jerry West is they consider the
Yeah.
logo.
That's right.
Havlicek would be a good second guess though, but
Yeah.
So my number 2 is your number 4. I think my social media on certain pages was blowing up. Everybody wished this guy a happy birthday, even though lost the battle to cancer, I believe it was. I think
Yeah,
it was.
brain cancer, but
Yeah.
not. Was it back in? I can't remember. 2010.
Yeah, it was just,
It
I wouldn't
wasn't.
say recent, but
It was within the last 15 years.
yeah. 2012. So
Yeah.
Gary Carter, like you said, I think a lot of people know him more for playing with the Mets than they do the Astros, though.
Right.
All right, you're number one.
My number one. They made the man was considered the most prolific sniper in the United States military history.
Ooh, you went that route.
Okay. They made a movie about this man. It was so, and the thing is with this guy, and it wasn't even, and he gets killed at home. That's the thing that sucks. And the guy. I think he was the guy that had the most bounty on his head by the Taliban at the time of his death, at the time of his murder. Bradley Cooper played him amazingly so well in American Sniper, and that's Chris Kyle.
Hey, who doesn't? Bradley Cooper played great.
Exactly.
No, I like that one. I went a different route, I guess we could say, and I thought for sure you would have had her on your list. Former First Lady got. I know here in Minnesota, she's got one, maybe two different clinics named after her, and that's Betty Ford.
I did. I had her. I had her. And the sad thing is, when I saw Chris Kyle, I took Betty Ford off. Yeah. I did.
I thought for sure that would have been. I would have banked on us having that at both of our number ones. But no, I like the sniper because, like you said, Bradley Cooper played him excellent. So, all right, let's go into what was Easter, April 9th here. This one, I will bank that our 1 and 2 are the same in different order, possibly, and I think we have 3. I think our top 3 are going to be the same. So
that's a good possibility.
Yeah,
1 and 2 for sure in different order, but 3, it's possible.
All right, number 5.
Just because she's on my number 5 doesn't mean I like the series that she was in. I want to preface that now. I thought she was amazing in Panic Room with Jodie Foster. I'm going to leave it right there. For any of our teenage girls that watch us, will know her for a different series from the Twilight series. I'm not a Twilight fan at all, but she's a hell of an actress. I'll give her that. And to work at such a young age to work opposite Jodie Foster is a tough little situation to pull. And my number 5 is Kristen Stewart.
Ooh, okay. My number 5 is also a young actress. I don't think she's that young, but when you went that way, I'm like, oh, we have 2 of the same. But I was trying to find a movie that she was in. I know the name. I don't think I've actually seen any of her movies, but I knew the name mainly because of her sister Dakota. But Ellie Fanny was born on April 9th. All right, number 4. This is my curveball here because I don't
this
think
is your curveball. Let's see if I can hit a curveball out of Met.
All right.
All right. Back in the 80s and late 80s, early 90s, Bill Cosby had a TV show. The Cosby Show. And everybody remembers everybody there. And everybody remembers the little girl that had no front teeth for pretty much the first 3 seasons of the show. Ooh. Everybody remembers the really little girl. She's not so little and she's not so young anymore. I watched it because she was cute. She was fun to watch. And that's Rudy. Keisha Knight Pullman.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. That's a good pull there. Yeah, now that I'm thinking of watching episodes in my head back Yeah, I don't recall her seeing heavy teeth in the first few. Yeah. Uh, so my number 4, I would say kind of. I think if he didn't pair up with a certain country singer for a song, we probably don't know much of him. But unless you're into this type of music, uh, that's the rap scene. You know quite a bit of his stuff. I know there's been some controversy, some rumors that uh, his father is, or alleged father is Billy Ray Cyrus, because they're trying to say that. Oh yeah, you haven't heard that rumor? That's Lil
About
Nas X.
Little Nas X. I saw
Yeah,
that. I saw that.
yeah. They there was a little skip at that. Either he's the father of or Billy Ray's his father, or him and his daughter were shacking up. There's a couple different rumors. So all right. So you're number 3.
My number three's brother is a crazy fool. He's a crazy psychopathic fool. But everybody remembers my number three's brother from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation.
I'll be right back.
All right, and he and he you always saw his brother emptying the septic tank into the sewer system in the street in Christmas Vacation. Well, that's not him. That's his brother. I remember a movie called Any Given Sunday where he plays a broken down old quarterback that gets hurt and he gets replaced by Jamie Foxx. He's played everything from Everybody's All American. He's played in Inner Space. He plays in this really weird movie that I don't remember the title for. I think it was like Movie 66 or something weird.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's right. Life happens.
All right. You got your number 3?
Yep. My number 3 is Dennis Quaid.
Yep. That's my number 3 too. I know you named a couple of his brother's movies. I don't know if you named The Rookie, but that's the one movie I really liked him in.
Any Given Sunday.
Oh yeah, as
the original starting quarterback.
Yeah, I can't think of the quarterback's name.
I can't either.
But anyways, in The Rookie, the last scene where he finally gets to pitch in the major leagues, I always had to fight back tears. I don't know why. What the heck was the quarterback's name now? I don't know.
I know Jamie Foxx is his Beeman.
Yeah, Willie Stephen Beeman, and it's I wish there was somebody on right now that would but no, Any Given Sunday, that was a good movie. I like that.
I liked Pacino in that so much.
Oh, Pacino. The best part of that is at the end where Pacino, they're doing the press conference and he's like, I'm leaving to coach this team and I'm signing Willie Beeman as my starting quarterback, and leaves it at that.
Yeah. Jack. What the heck was Jack's name?
Jack Rooney.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't even got the first name.
I'm on IMDb.
I wouldn't even think of that as his first name.
I'm on IMDb.
What's that?
I always go to IMDb.
Oh, yeah. So do I. So we both got Dennis Quaid as number 3. You're number 2. This is where I think now I think we got all 3, top 3 just one order.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So let's go.
Now you're just wondering which way I went.
Yep.
As the resident Wisconsin fan, I didn't go that way. As a former Wisconsin resident, I went with the guy who decided to make magazines and printed magazines, which is funny because the paper that was used for the magazines partially came from Niagara, where my dad worked.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's Niagara Paper Mill. Niagara Paper Mill used to put out paper for Playboy. For any of you non-perverts out there, that was run by Hugh Hefner, which is funny because his son was born on the same day in 1990.
Oh, really? I did not know
Yeah,
that.
I noticed that. I'm like, wow, his son was
I
born.
guess I didn't look at that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you look at who's born on that day, and if he's not, like we've said before, a couple other people, he's not in your top 5, maybe top 10. You're pushing it unless there's a great list of people. But yeah, Hugh Hefner, idolized by a lot of guys for what he did. I mean, you've already named it. I mean,
and some girls were all inclusive here.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And some girls. Yep. All right. So we got our 1, 2, and 3. I'm assuming number 1 is going to be the same.
My number 1 is the inventor of the Taco Bell. No, I'm kidding.
Well, they
let's
play
just say
that look like a Taco Bell, I guess.
Huh?
They play somewhere where it looks like it could be passed as a Taco Bell.
Yeah. Have you been inside the stadium that's named after him?
No, remember we went to the pro shop one day.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get up there when they're running practices and they go up there.
Yeah.
It's right there on Lombardi Avenue.
Yep.
Next to Brett Favre Way, right across the street from the Don Hudson practice facility, and they named the Lambeau Field after the founder and the first head coach and one of the first players of the Green Bay Packers, Curly Lambeau.
Yep, I know. I got Curly Lambeau too, and the only time I've been anywhere near that stadium is when we took a trip down there, just for giggles. And I remember you telling me as we were walking into the pro shop, don't say anything about Minnesota stuff. Anything. It's all Green Bay.
You didn't go. You didn't go there with me.
Yeah, me and you.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh gosh, that's right.
Yeah, me and you, and you're telling me not to say anything Green Bay or Minnesota Vikings. And I get in there, look around, and the first thing I say is, "Where's the Minnesota stuff at?" And everybody stops. And you're like, "Yep, we got to go." So, yeah, Curly Lambeau. One of the first names I saw, I definitely had to throw him number 1. I could have went Hebner, but that's good. We have 1, 2, and 3 again.
This next gonna suck.
It's kind of scary how we kind of think alike a little bit. So,
well,
let's move into yesterday's birthday. What's that?
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday's birthday.
Yes. Oh my God, this one's gonna suck because this is gonna definitely tell if we actually think alike, and I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think we're only gonna have 1, and that's on name only. But I see a possibility of 2 or 3. So, yeah.
Oof.
I know this is probably where you pulled out all your historian.
Yeah, this one's a little.
All right, so let's go with number 5.
For anybody who's famous and born on April 11th, we're sorry we didn't see you. My number 5 was called Iceman. This is where the seriousness comes in all of a sudden, and we're not talking about Val Kilmer. In Top Gun. Probably one of the most prolific mafia killers in recorded history. Michael Shannon played him in a movie and scared the living hell out of me. And that's Richard Kuklinski.
Yeah, I saw the name on there and I bypassed it because after looking at everybody else, I'm like, you're going to have this one on there. Even though it's fun to try to have the same names, it's also nice not to have the same names. My number 5, I'm going to go with my second WNBA player on today's list here, and that's Janet Archie. She's a Brazilian basketball player, played probably in the early, I don't know if she's currently playing, but yeah, from Brazil. So, your number 4.
It just keeps getting worse for me.
Okay.
Because I don't think you have this one either. Back in the 80s, in the 70s, they always rumored that Ozzy Osbourne was friends with this guy, and I know. And I know he's not on your list because if he's on your list, this is going to be the weirdest list we've ever had. But he's the American founder of the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey.
No, he's not on my list.
Going, I don't know about you, Tim. You need God.
Oh, my number. Oh, my pen just died. All right. My number 4 list, or person on this list, we're gonna go into back into wrestling. Possibly one of the, well, I should say possibly, but depending on who you are talking with, possibly top 5 wrestling families. His brother just wrestled at WrestleMania in the main event, lost. He's over in AEW. Rumors that this is going to be his last run, but now there's talk that he might jump back to WWE for a last run. And that's the son of a plumber, Dustin Rose. Yeah, going to be a Hall of Famer, I think. Should be at least. So you're number 3.
Okay, we've gotten a little better company at this point.
Okay.
This might be this day was so tough just to find some people. I want to say he was a former Texas Ranger. I know he was a Yankee. I don't even know if he's still playing. Was he an Angel too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to guess anymore because at this point I could be wrong on the rest of them. I liked watching him play. I thought he had Aaron Judge size, but without the Aaron Judge power and speed.
Yep.
And that's Mark Teixeira.
Yeah, nice switch hitter. Yeah, no, I have Mark Teixeira as my number 3 too. Now I'm just looking at the list here because I always like to look to see who we kind of missed throughout but I got a name that I'm going to kick myself for missing later. So, but yeah, I have Teixeira as number 3. Yeah, if he would have put some more muscle on, he probably could have done some damage. So, you're number 2.
If it wasn't for this guy being the founder of this company, I think people around the world wouldn't be playing a PlayStation. They wouldn't have the Walkman. They wouldn't have TVs. They wouldn't have radios. They wouldn't have all different types of things for mass media that you could use and all that other stuff. And that's Masaru Ibuka, the founder of Sony.
I like that name. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, I mean, we're talking a whole different generation of consoles and stuff if he's not around. Probably not even any video consoles. And I know me and you would have been just who knows what back in the day. I mean, we crushed some consoles back then.
Yep.
My number 2, probably one of my favorite non-Twins pitchers growing up. Side armor, I think.
Graham Lloyd.
What?
Graham Lloyd.
Yeah.
No.
And I know him for Kansas City. I don't believe he played anywhere else. If he did, oh yeah, he did. But I know him for the Royals.
He played for the Angels, didn't he?
What?
He played for the Angels a little bit, didn't he?
No, Mets, Rockies, and the Red Sox. He finished his career in the Red Sox. So
okay,
Brett Saberhagen, definitely.
He won a Cy Young, didn't he?
Yeah, he won 2 AL Cy Youngs, World Series MVP in '85, and he's in the Royals Hall of Fame. So yeah, Brett Saberhagen.
He needs
number 1.
He needs to be in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame too. I think. My number 1 is your number 3. 4. So yeah, my reason's a little more different than yours, but I agree with you completely. I don't close down clothing stores for anybody. When I worked for Casual Mail in Gainesville, Florida, Dustin Rhodes was getting ready to do he needed clothes so he could go to a pay-per-view for, I want to say TNA was filming in Disney World, or no, Universal Studios. And that was when he was doing the Black Rain gimmick in TNA. I shut down. I asked him if he wanted me to shut the door down, shut the store down. There was nobody in the store anyway, but I could lock the door so he could have some privacy. He says, "No, you don't have to do that. I mean, there's nobody in here anyway, but you can change right here. You don't have to go to the change room. Lock the door. Tried everything on right in the front, right in the front, and gave me 3-4 different autographs. Gave me the first Black Rain autograph. Gave me a Gold Dust autograph. Gave me a Dustin Rhodes autograph. Then proceeded to went to then 3-4 months later went to movies. Him, his girlfriend, I believe is his wife now, and my daughter and I had gone to movies with Dustin Rhodes.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Nice.
but yeah,
Nice,
Dustin
nice.
Rhodes.
I can see why that was number one. My number one is another former first lady, I believe. And I just put her number one because I saw the name. And just because of her being a first lady who she was married to, and that's Ethel Kennedy.
She was married to Bobby.
Yeah, married to Bobby. Yep.
Bobby wasn't the president yet.
No, you are right. Yeah.
But no, I saw that name too. I thought that was a good.
Yeah.
It was such a April 11th was such a tough
Yeah,
day.
that was a tough one. Yeah. So into the Kennedy family. So I give a little respect there.
Yep.
All right. So we're a little bit over time, but we're still going to do it anyways because I had a couple of things to take care of. April 12th today. This one, I think we possibly could have three. I see two for sure.
So, I see two for sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with it. Number 5.
My number 5, if we don't have this author, we don't get Clear and Present Danger. We don't get Patriot Games. We don't get one of my favorite movies of all time, The Hunt for Red October. We don't get Clear and Present Danger. I probably already said that. We don't get any of the Jack Ryan movies, no matter who plays Jack Ryan, and that's Tom Clancy.
Oh, I like that one. Ooh, missed that name. Well, I missed one on the Kente Maeda, Twins pitcher, April 11th. Missed that one. So I just have a feeling I just missed another one. Anyway, number 5 here, April 12th birthdays. I know her mainly as playing Brenda on Beverly Hills 90210. Kind of left the acting scene for a while, came back, re-characterized her role in the short series when they rebooted it. That's Shannon Doherty, another one that growing up guys like drooled over. Number 4.
Well, you're the pro at this. Your number 5 is my number 4.
Oh wow!
I
thought that was gonna be my curveball in there.
No. Shannon Doherty. I see it. And she's not healthy right now. She's going through a big deal with cancer. She's fighting cancer. So we're thinking of you, Shannon. So just but yeah.
I think they actually brought it up in the reboot of the series that was battling.
That's why she left. Yeah, then she did. Then she had done Charmed as well.
Oh, that's right. She was in Charmed. Yeah. All right, my number 4. He was Justin Bieber before Justin Bieber was Justin Bieber. You know his family. You've seen the TV show, and I don't know what else to say. But if you grew up watching him, you wanted to be him or you wanted to be with him, depending on what you liked. David Cassidy.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
That's your curveball. I'm going to tell you right now.
I thought Shannon Doherty was going to be my curveball, but
no, that one's your curveball.
All right, number 3.
My number 3 is the husband of Amy Grant. I actually say for my grandparents, we did a CD for my grandparents where we sang all these little set of songs, and I sang a duet with my aunt, and it just so happened to be Vince Gill.
Ooh, okay.
Not a curveball.
That was your number 3, huh?
That was my. That was my
All right, my number 3, and I think I just kind of put him on there because of one line in the Tommy Boy when he goes and signs the answer for the test, and he puts the name down, Herbie Hancock. I just think that's the only reason why I kind of put the name down, but yeah, it's Herbie Hancock's birthday on
today.
Today, yep. So you're number 2.
I saw that. I saw Herbie Hancock, and I couldn't. I'm like, no, I can't do it. My number 2, to me, I consider the king of late night talk show. I don't care about Johnny Carson. I don't care about Jay Leno. I don't care about Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. Actually, Kimmel's getting up there. Craig Ferguson was good, but I think the best line I ever heard about this man was when on Between Two Ferns, Zach Galifianakis thanked him by saying, "I'd like to thank methed out Santa Claus." But a good Indiana Hoosier, a former IndyCar owner with Bobby Rahal, and that's David Letterman.
Yeah, I can't disagree. That's my number 2. Yeah, he's up there as one of the great late night talk show hosts, depending on one or two, depending on generations. I think so. I'm kind of interested to hear your number 1.
Oh, your number 1 is, full well my number 1 is your number 1.
No,
it's not the greatest football player to ever put up football pads and football shoes.
I just saw that name too, and that was the name I missed. I was going to bring him up after the show. So,
and
he would have been number 1 though for me though.
How you missed Al Bundy?
Herbie Hancock would not have been on my list.
But yeah, Ed O'Neill. To me, Ed O'Neill. It's another one of those things. Whatever he touches, Modern Family, Married with Children, Dutch, you name it. He seems to. Everything he touches turns to gold, and he's an amazing actor.
He is, and Married with Children nowadays would not be made with those jokes that he said.
Oh.
And if it was made, the jokes wouldn't be there, and it wouldn't be as good. So,
right.
My number 1 is actually your number 3. I like Vince Gill. Hope to see him in concert someday. My wife's seen him. Said he's not that entertaining, which to me, I don't see Vince Gill bounce around the stages even in his younger ages. And I just see him just sitting there playing the guitar or whatever, But yeah, Vince Gill, my number 1. So, all right, we got 3 that time. We did really good, I think, for some of our lists, but went into a little overtime. So let's get to our final thoughts, Tim.
I like these lists. These lists are fun. I hope everybody else likes these lists. Keep watching. Tonight we've got Between the Ropes. Tomorrow night, no,
you're
that was last night. I'm so used to the show being on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday. What's on Wednesday? Sports Minute.
Wednesday is Sports Minute, and I believe we are going to have, I hope, In the Den with the Cougars, because their season starts in 10 days. So
yeah,
J Mac and crew will be out there to get the Women's Professional Football League going.
We also got On Deck on Saturdays.
On Deck on Saturdays.
Weekend
morning tailgate coming with our draft shows.
Is that this week?
No, it was going to be the Saturday of the draft, and then the following Saturday or Sunday. I'm sorry.
Saturday
of the draft, and then Sunday after the draft.
Okay. Are we doing
the 27th?
Are we going to do the live draft thing again?
I don't know. We'll have to reach out to Crispy and yeah,
He's a
'cause
working man now,
if we
so who
do,
knows?
guys will chime in and at each pick. Crispy Bacon's been the kind of the lead on that, doing at least a round one draft day show. And we'll see what happens there. But with that being said, again, check us out all the time, all week long. I know some shows have been hit or miss due to family things, which we got to understand. But again, with that being said, check us out, myself and Tim, next Tuesday or Wednesday. I got family things coming up, so I think we might talk about moving it permanently to Wednesday. I think that works out better for both of us. So, with that being said, keep checking us out. Again, you guys have a good day. See you next week for C2C Rankem. Have a good one.